Hey, it's Alexi Neocleous here with another high leverage marketing update for you. Now, none of us like to be hard sold, and I'm sure all of us at some point have had to face a hard sell salesperson that's just pulling out every old school tactic out of the book to just close the sale. So what I want to do is start off today's video with a way to show you how to sell without selling, how to sell without hard selling. So this way you still get the response that you're looking for out of your prospect. You don't get that little, dirty feeling inside your belly after you've got the sale. So what am I talking about? Well, it's probably the most powerful persuasive tool that exists, and it's simply this: using the power of compelling stories. Now, stories are without a doubt the most effective tool, at least in my mind, I think, for getting people to understand your message, to see your way of thinking, and to ultimately do what you want them to do. Now, in a sales environment, there are many stories that you can tell that can help you persuade your prospect. One example is a story of how the product was invented. Another story is about how the company was founded. Another story could be about a customer or a client that you or your product have helped. There are many, many stories that you can tell, and used in the right context and at the right time, they can be extraordinarily persuasive. So if you're not using many stories right now in your face-to-face interactions or in your videos, where you're asking for a conversion of any sort, or even in your emails, or even your telemarketing, use more of them. And they're very, very hard to overdo stories. So now I want to talk about one of my old, beautiful loves, direct mail. I don't do it anywhere near as much direct mail as I used to, and I received the other week in the mail this piece. Now, we do some direct mail, but 10 years ago, everything was direct mail. A lot of things are online now. But I received this piece in the mail, and I love, where other people like getting presents and chocolates and whatever. For me, like every month, my wife goes to our post box and brings back a big box of mail, and it's all pieces like this. Anyway, I'm getting a bit off track, right? This piece came in the mail, and the headline says, "Inside President Obama's Tax Returns." And by the way, this came to me when the election was on. So it was very newsworthy, very timely, and I thought, great headline. This entire piece focused on this secret investment that Obama's a part of that earns him, I don't know how much it is, $72,780 per month. So near on, 900 grand. And the whole piece talks about this mysterious investment, never reveals it. And you're reading it and you're thinking, wow, I wonder what this thing is, because he's not working for it, it's low risk, and he's making all this money, all this cash flow. I want to know what it is. But then these people screwed up. They had an exact quote from the Wall Street Journal inside the sales letter about this investment. I went, they stuffed up. Why? Because all I did was trot on over to my computer and I typed in that quote with the words Wall Street Journal, and I found out what the investment was. And in one fell swoop, bang, all the mystery, all the suspense, all my interest was gone. What's the lesson here? People nowadays have more information at their fingertips than any other time imaginable. I read a statistic the other day that the average person has more information at their fingertips than what the President of the United States did 15 years ago. 15 years ago. Think about that. The President of the United States didn't have as much information at his fingertips as we do now. That's incredible. Can you imagine in 5 or 10 years' time what the situation will be like? So the lesson here is keep in mind, whatever you do in your copy and your messaging, people can just go online and check you out, find out what you're doing, dig deeper into what you're selling. So I want to talk about something else which is very interesting, at least for me. I've always been curious about why people do what they do. And one of the things that have always been in my mind is, why do the media report so much negative garbage? Why is that? And, you know, I was probing more about this the other week, and I found some really cool stuff on neuroscience to do with negativity bias and a little region of the brain called the amygdala. Now, I'm not going to go into too much detail about it. I do highly recommend you Google amygdala, A-M-Y-G-D-A-L-A, and negativity bias. There's mountains of stuff. Long story short, the amygdala is the center of our flight or fight mechanism. It basically is a central region for us to, you know, fight or disappear. Long story short, check this out. It takes 1/10 of a second for a negative news story or a negative item of any kind to get imprinted on our brain, whereas a positive news story, and this blew me away, takes 12 seconds to imprint on the brain. So think about this. A negative story. One of the funny ones that came to my mind is, you know, when my mother, my dear beautiful mother, hugs me and then says to me, Alexi, you need to lose a bit of weight. Bang, negative, right? Go, Mum, why do you have to do that, right? Positive. Alexi, you are the best copywriter around. Okay, yeah, thank you very much, all that. Now, for that to really get imprinted into my brain, I've got to hold on to that for 12 seconds. So the lesson here is be very careful of the negative imprints because they can really lead to some outcomes you don't want to, you know, experience. But the positive stuff with intent, clear daily intent, hold on to the positive stuff that you're trying to create for at least 12 seconds. And there's science to back it up. Anyway, Google amygdala and negativity bias and you'll see what I mean. It's fascinating, fascinating stuff. Also, I want to talk about unique selling proposition. I saw something very cool the other day at the health food store. I'm not going to go into what a USP is. If you're watching my videos and reading my articles, you probably know what that is. I saw perhaps the easiest, most ingenious way to create a USP. It was simply this. I was at the health food store and there was a product in the fridge that was medium chain triglycerides extracted from coconut oil. And MCTs are very good for the brain. They do a whole bunch of things. Long story short, on the label below MCT was, and this is where the uniqueness came in, for bodybuilders and athletes. I looked at that and thought, now isn't that nifty? Because MCTs can benefit everybody, not just bodybuilders and athletes. There are numerous benefits. And after this video, I suggest you Google medium chain triglycerides and you'll see what's the lesson here. Well, you know, the easiest way to create a USP is just call out to your market. So you may have a commodity type product, my God, MCTs extracted from coconut oil, target it to a specific market and bang, one fell swoop, you got uniqueness. If you can penetrate into that market quicker and more deeply than any of your competitors, you own first mover advantage. And that, my friend, gives you an enormous advantage over the competition. Finally, I just wanted to talk about the Instant Sales Roundtable that I'm going to be doing in February. I've had a sensational response to that. Now, I'm not going to go into too much detail about it, but I did want to give you just a brief overview. It's a gig that I'm doing in February, 10 people sitting over 3 days with me. And day one, we're all focused on lead generation activities, where I will rework with you or show you how to fix up all your lead generation stuff. So that is your banners, that is your offline ads, your two-step ads, that is any email drops that you may be doing, that is any referral letters that you may have, anything lead generation wise that you've got, anything at all, I'll rework them on the spot. And on top of that, I'll give you the checklists and templates that I use that you can walk away with and keep using them time and time again after the workshop. Day two, all about conversion. This is where we're turning a lead into a sale. We're working on video sales letters here, long copy letters. We're working on emails that lead to a sale. We're working on telemarketing scripts, sales scripts, anything and everything that leads to a sale. And of course, we're working on unique selling propositions. Calling out to a market is one of at least a dozen ways that I know to create USPs. Day three, it's all about the back end, getting more of your existing customers to buy again and again and again. So we're looking at your email pieces, your direct mail pieces, your postcards, your phone calls, your ascension model. Again, I'm reworking them with you. I'm standing over your shoulder and actually showing you, no, need to change this sentence to this, you need to change this to that. So you walk out with pieces done for you. My goal, this is my quite ambitious goal, is you walk out with your whole funnel done, your marketing funnel done. Now, depending on how big your funnel is, that is very doable. But if it's a massive funnel, then I'm going to show you worst case with the templates, how you can fix them up yourself as well for anything we don't get time to do. But my goal is you walk out with a complete funnel. So the investment per head is $3,997 per head. And like I said, I'm limiting it to 10 people. If this sounds like something you're keen on, it's very easy to have a chat with me. Just email my beautiful wife, Sophie, at sophyM@marketingbump.com. That's SOPHY, the letter M for, I guess, marketing, at marketingbump.com. And she'll organise for us to have a Skype chat or a chat on the phone to see if the Instant Sales Roundtable is a good fit for you. And that's it for this video. If you have any comments, please share them below the video. I interact on the blog whenever anyone sends anything in there, and I'd love to hear from you as well. So until next time, have a great Christmas, and we'll speak to you in the new year. Thank you.